Good morning, everybody. This is obviously Light Liker here, as always, and today I'm going to be doing a bit different style of a video because I don't really do FUD, FOMO, or hype regarding certain projects, coins, or particular news. I always try to be very neutral and objective and really not get too emotionally invested, but all of us are human in the end of the day and we make emotional trades. Sometimes I have sold, way too early. Sometimes I have sold way too late, and this happens and will happen in the future. Emotions affect our trading when we are going to be buying the dip, or are we going to be buying the dip, and etc. There is, seeds of doubt in your mind planted by other people. So all of these people talking about certain projects affect your process, how you assess certain projects. But enough about that. Today I'm going to be talking about three particular news which got me pretty bearish on. These are pretty major things, and some of them are going to be happening a bit down the road, and some of them are going to be happening this year. And the thing is, I always try to look very long term. A lot of people are asking me, what's the next DeFi thing? I'm like, I don't care what's going to be hot in next week. I want to be knowing what's hot 1 year from now, 2 years from now, because I want the space to exist 10 years from now. I don't want the regulators come in and destroy our industry. The opportunities have to be there. That's why we're fighting against centralized governments, corporations, banks, etc., or even coin projects that are centralized, because we want the market to be free and everybody has opportunities to come in and start their own projects and make a living out of it by creating something cool into the world. So we are going to be talking about three particular news today, which I am kind of bearish on, and I will explain why, and I will elaborate on them. Right now, the markets are looking good. People are talking about the bull market and all that. And the first thing I want to talk about is the Bitcoin Cash hard fork, which is going to be happening on November 15th. That is around 2 months from now, okay? And basically, this is very bearish, and I'm going to be explaining to you why, because it seems that Bitcoin Cash and Bitcoin N, which was sometimes called Bitcoin Cat also at some point, are making a split. So the crux of the issue here is that Amari Sachet, there's a good interview done by Data Dash News or something. I'm going to link that YouTube channel. You can look at those interviews with Roger Verge, and also Amari. And basically, Amari is a legendary developer, and he wants to have portion of the block giving rewards into a treasury of sorts, which will be able to fund development, because the problem that a lot of people are seeing in the space apparently is that development needs actual funding so we can compete with a lot of bigger projects like Bitcoin and Ethereum. So that's why there are a lot of treasuries happening a lot these days. We see, for example, Decreed and Dash, for example, have treasury systems, and those are very big, and those can fund a lot of things: development, applications, marketing, a lot of things. And that's why I'm pretty pro treasury. But am I pro the fork? I don't really have a strong opinion on it, okay? I'm not really into getting into the Bitcoin civil war, but I'm very worried what's going to be happening because of this. So this, in the worst situation, will be that there will be no consensus reached on what they're going to be doing, and essentially Bitcoin Cash will be splitting in half, where there's going to be the Bitcoin Cash N, and then there's going to be just Bitcoin Cash ABC, I believe, or the names will change. It doesn't matter, but basically ones will have funding for development and the other one don't. And I don't think both of them can succeed for long term. And SV and Bitcoin Cash are already struggling. I already predicted that both of them are going to be falling out from top 10 soon, because they're just getting outscaled by other projects in terms of technological aspects, growth, and, they don't have... Bitcoin Cash has been planning about smart contracts and all that, but what I'm trying to say is, I don't think that there's a lot of ways to improve these protocols. And what happened when Bitcoin... Now let's look into historical data. So this is August 1st, 2017. Bitcoin was almost priced at $3,000. And then Bitcoin forked into Bitcoin Cash. And you can see there was almost a 10% crash on price. That is quite a lot. And obviously back then, the ASIC mining and all of that wasn't like super strong as it is right now. And you can see that a lot of money, I mean, it did recover later on, but there was a crash in price because the fork happened. And that is what's going to be happening this time as well. But let's go back into when Cash forked into SV. And this was in November 15th. And then Bitcoin was 5,700. And then it dropped into 3,000. So it lost like 40% of its price because Cash forked into Cash and SV. So if there's going to be another fork coming on such a major chain, this is going to be having, I don't know, 20 to 40% even in decrease in the whole wide market. And that is problematic because it affects a lot of the hashing stuff, and the underlying security of Cash is just going to be going down because the hashing power just goes down so much after there's going to be split, even though the split between these two things are kind of big. So the one is has like maybe 60-70% of the hashing power right now. So yeah, not looking good in that sense, guys. Okay, so this is a one that is happening on November, and because of this, I am converting some of my funds right now into, or prior November 15th, I'm going to be transferring some of my funds into USDT and other stable coins, which can give me interest because I'm going to be expecting a market crash by November 15th. I mean, it will start after that, the fork. And then the another news is the European Union seeks strict regulation on crypto and stable coins. And I don't like the part, and about any of this. European Union is a centralized shithole, and that is putting it mildly. And they are looking into, and also the U.S. government is now, actually the IRS, the tax office on U.S. are looking into cracking Monero and are paying bounties like $500,000 for people who can create a device that can actually track people's Monero addresses. So they really want their tax money. And basically, the European Commission wants to have like now regulation on Facebook's Libra. I don't like Facebook, but I think Libra should be able to enter the market. I don't think the government should have any say in new currencies coming into the market. I don't think they should have any say on it. And I stand by that statement. And I really just want actually the governments to get fuck out of economy and just getting back to legislation, in my opinion. I don't think that they should be dictating pretty much anything. I mean, they're welcome to create their own coin, obviously, but I'm not really happy about that. And there's the big countries here are Germany, France, Italy, Spain, and Netherlands, and I'm pretty sure that those are the biggest fucking countries in Europe that have the biggest banks. So the banks are getting fucked by, any currencies, because banks are shitty services. Like in most countries, you can't go to bank on the weekends. When you send from bank A to bank B on a Saturday, you have to wait till fucking Monday until that money is on your bank account. And it's just simply the fact that all of these banks in the modern world are super inefficient. Sending cross-border payments is expensive as fuck, and nobody wants to use them. That's why people are using crypto. That is so much convenient. PayPal has immense fees as well, and all of these other things. So it's not convenient. And that is just the basic sense here that the crypto is going to be taking over, and they don't want it to happen. And this is where our war against the deep states, and what I mean by deep states is the people in European Union, it's in the US, it's in China. In every government there are so-called people who are not elected into their positions. In European Union you have people who are not elected in, like they are elected by the actual delegates, or they just get put into those positions. Bankers are not elected. The head of FBI, Mossad, or whatever intelligence agency, those are not elected people, but they are part of the deep state and they have immense amount of fucking power. It's not really about the legislators who have the power. It's actually people who print the fucking money have the actual power, as we saw in crypto. And this is the problem here. That's what we have to fight against it. Monero is going to be getting regulated hardcore. There's talk about that this is going to be about only big currencies. And I think it might mean that you have to get a license in order to trade. So any anonymous project is dead by the get-go because they are not able to get a license to trade their project. And that means, like, I don't know, it's 90% of crypto which don't really have any legislative power right now. So once this happens, I mean, and these projects don't even have like DEX protocols. If they can't even interact with Ethereum, they're completely gonna die. A lot of these private chains, which are not forks of Ethereum or other thing, might like totally die because they have to go to regulatory hoops, and they don't have the DeFi space to combat that regulation. So that might be a big thing for a lot of projects, and we're going to be seeing major shifts on it. Obviously, more countries might leave Europe. I don't know what UK is thinking regarding crypto. It's not very pro-crypto state in my opinion, but we will see. So this is another red sign in my opinion. And then we had the quantum computers. So Google has this quantum computer. Looks kind of silly, but this is like the equivalent of the atomic fucking bomb, okay? I want you to picture this image right now. We're gonna zoom in. Look at this picture. This is the face of the devil, okay? This is the face of the devil. This computer can basically hack any email address. It can hack any banking system. It can hack anything. That's what the quantum computers are. If your system is not quantum resistant, it's going to be able to hack it. And that means pretty much all cryptocurrencies. We're going to be talking about in a second a couple of ones that are quantum resistant. And I am actually this is maybe happening down to 5-10 years down the road. But then again, it's not like governments tell us if they have a quantum computer or not. We don't know if the FBI and the CIA is holding quantum computers right now. We don't fucking know, and I sure don't fucking trust them if they say they don't. Google is the only one that seems to have it. We don't know if that's true. Maybe, okay? But this is very scary because it can hack anything in the current existing internet, long as it's not quantum resistant. And, and there's a lot of these dormant Bitcoin addresses, as many people know, and the quantum computer can go steal them. You can build defenses about quantum resistance, but you have to change from wallets. And these old addresses or old funds are stuck in those old wallets. People have lost them. And the quantum computers are just going to come by and take them. That's what's going to happen if they're not moved into new addresses which are quantum resistant. And to show another example, this is the OXO. This is the burner address for Ethereum. And this also can be hacked. This is a $500 million, $630 million worth of money. And quantum computer can crack this address and basically, get everything, right? So, Ethereum can do some type of a smart contract that makes sure that they can make some type of smart contract or change in the blockchain, which will mean that they are not able to change. This address will not able to move anything from it. So that's something that I hope they will actually able to do. But this is just one example of things that a quantum computer can do. And it's a very scary thing in my opinion. There are a couple of cryptocurrencies which are going to be quantum resistant, which ones are going to be looking into quantum resistance. IOTA is one of them. One thing that I was recently coming into acquaintance is quantum resistant ledger. I think this is already operational. Don't know much about the project otherwise, and it's not like a big project as of right now. A lot of these quantum resistant ones are just kind of like marketing themselves on that one fact, which is that they're quantum resistant. I although want to say that if quantum resistance starts to hack cryptocurrencies, it might like crash the whole market to the zero almost, unless there's already significant players and counter solutions in place for quantum resistance. And then there's the XX coin, which is by the David Chaum, which is the original creator of cryptocurrency. Like before Satoshi Nakamoto, he created the E-coin, which was like a primitive version of crypto. But yes, I think that we should take quantum resistance seriously, and I think the developers are able to predict that, but some developments are going to be really slow on certain projects, and I would start like doing it right now because as I don't trust multi-corporations, I don't trust governments, and so there's no reason that they wouldn't hack them in a technical way unless they wanted to profit from it. and also like the developers have an incentive that the crypto doesn't go to zero, so they have an incentive to create resistances for quantum resistance. But I mean, I'm still bullish on crypto, but these are very alarming things. We're going to be seeing a lot more regulation in down the road, and I don't know if that's going to be any more KYC, more taxation. But yeah, maybe I need to move into some tax haven again. I don't know, but it will be interesting. But I really right now we might see like a bit of a rise soon, and then I think November 15th when this fork happens, if it does, I think it's going to be taking down the price at least 10%. That's my prediction. But let's see what's happening. But I thought I would be letting people know about these things because always diversify your portfolio. Get quantum resistant projects or ones that are working on quantum resistance. Get silver because gold, there's the asteroid coming out, the asteroid mining FUD. So I don't know if gold is going to be viable in 10 years. So get silver, maybe some other precious metals, get some stocks, and, get crypto. Yeah, thanks for watching. I will see you guys on the next video. Cheers.